The city was dark and rain-slicked, its neon lights reflecting off the wet pavement like the twitching eyes of 1,000 rats. In the dimly lit office building of the Vasion software development team, tensions were high. The Vasion QA department was tasked with thoroughly testing the PrinterLogic application, but the manual processes were slow and difficult to maintain. But still, the customers needed the software, and there was no one else more qualified to help ensure its quality. As the QA engineer over a fast-paced Agile team, John sat at his desk, staring blankly at his computer screen. The door to the office creaked open. In walked the team's manager, Phil, a tall, shadowy figure, his features obscured by the flickering fluorescence overhead. "John," the manager said, his voice low and gravelly, "we need to talk." John looked up, his eyes narrowing. "What is it?" The manager strode across the room, his coat brushing against the desks, and leaned in close. "We've got a problem. The manual testing processes are taking too long, and too many bugs are making it out into the wild. We need to find a way to document and automate the critical end-to-end workflows for our customers. If we're going to give a world-class experience, we need to understand the most critical workflows they're using and test them. Often. We need to know what is most critical, and the tests, they need to be fast. Fast and reliable. Do what you need to. API tests, integration tests, unit tests, browser-based tests, whatever it takes. This is a matter of survival. Do you understand what I'm saying?" John sighed and ran a hand through his hair. He understood all too well. The competitors were getting smarter and faster. The customers wanted a top-tier experience with all the features and quality expected of a world-leading software company. Vasion needed to find a way, not just to keep up, but to lead. "Yeah, I get it," John replied. "Good." The manager nodded, his eyes glittering in the dim light. "Then get your team together. Product manager, UX designer, developers, the whole shebang. We're going to find a way to make this work. We're going to make this software shine like a diamond in the rough." And with that, he was gone, the door slamming shut behind him. John sat there for a moment, contemplating the weight of the task before him. He was up against the clock, and the odds were stacked against him, but he was a hero in his own right, and he wasn't going to let the city grind him down. He called his team together, and they got to work. They documented and automated 5 of the most critical end-to-end workflows of the application, making sure that each step was recorded and tested. And finally, after a lot of hard work, consistent collaboration, and concerted coding, they had done it. The software was shining like a beacon in the dark, ready to take on the competition and come out on top, leading the way from a world bogged down with darkness and regret to a future bright with hope and meaning. John leaned back in his chair, a small smile playing across his lips. They had done it. They had redeemed the city from despair. In a city where everything was falling apart, they had created something beautiful, something to be proud of. And for John, that was enough.